I think the improvements have been tremendous, especially like in the mindset, in the culture we have, in the expectations we have, in the work ethic we have, in the chemistry we have on the team, and results wise, I think like the results speak for itself. So I would say definitely like the culture is much different. That was my number one priority, and we were able to change. And the two seniors here are the living proof of that, what they bring every day on practice and on match day, and also like the results and the expectations we have for ourselves.
And speaking of those expectations, what do you think the goals are for this team this year? Last year was one of your most successful years since you got here. So what are you guys working towards this year? What is the goals?
Our goal is always the same, to go to the NCAA tournament. That's our number one goal in terms of performance being oriented. A part of that, we want to compete really hard on every single match, be competitive, and enjoy every single moment out there. But obviously, our goal is to make to that tournament, which I think we were like, closer than what we think we were like last season, probably with three more wins, we would have been there. And I think we can turn it around, but we'll take it one match at a time. The most important one is against Louisville in 2 weeks.
You guys last year, you had a pretty young team, right? You didn't lose any seniors coming into this year, right? You brought pretty much everyone back. So how important is that to have all that experience coming back this year?
You want to answer this one of you two, or the question is at me?
Anybody?
All right, then I'll pass the ball.
I'll take it. Okay. Well, I mean, I've been here with Alex for 4 years now, and so I think the biggest thing is that coming from last year to this year is the team's basically the same. We have one new freshman, and that we're able to just incorporate her into the team chemistry that we have. So having last year, we had a lot of learning experiences, and we were on court all together. And so this year, this fall, it just felt like a continuation of last season, and I think that's really helping us be stronger this season.
Yeah, I agree. Pretty much like, I think it's important to keep the same team chemistry that we have since I've been here for 3 years. So having a relatively young team is always, I think it's important, but it's also good to learn. And for like the freshmen and sophomores to, learn from the upperclassmen and keep it going.
And for you, Audrey, you've been competing in the number 1, number 2 spots for 3 years now, right? So how does that give you like the confidence to go out there against the opposing team's best players pretty much every time out? Do you go out there knowing that you can beat pretty much anyone, knowing that you've done it for years now?
Yeah, you gain a bit of confidence. I mean, every year feels different, and you're playing in the same spot, but the girls are different. You're a different player every year, every day. So, you definitely draw confidence from that, and I've been in third set positions in those positions before. I've been, match on the line in those positions before, and the fact that I've done it before, I could definitely visualize that I've been there and take confidence from it. But it's still a different match every day. It's a different position every year.
And last year you climbed up, I think, number 85 in the country, or
Mm-hmm.
the highest in Pitt history, and then maybe didn't finish the year exactly how you wanted. So how have you used that to motivation to come back this year and try to maybe even get a higher rank this year?
I think it speaks to what Alex was saying, where building off of last season, we I think did a little better than we even expected, and then returning everybody, we're just trying to build this year. So for me, it's more for the team and for myself being stronger near the end of the season. So we had a really strong beginning of the season last year, and I think that and our matches to this point have been this way, where we're just getting better each match. And I mean, we want to be great in March and April. February is great and it builds you for March and April, but I think that our bigger goal this season, for personally and for the team, is to be at that position we want to be in later in the season.
And for you, Amber, you finished the season really strong last year from 26 and 8, won like 12 of your last 13 matches. So how has that carried over into this year for you playing the number 1 spot? You knocked out the number 81 player from Penn State just yesterday, right? So how has that helped you carry over into this season?
I definitely gained a lot of confidence from last season. I think the most important thing is to always finish strong. And I think that carrying over into this season, I'm just focusing. Obviously, like they said, you're a new player every day each season. And I played definitely different positions. I played 6 last year most of the time, 5 and 6. So I think it doesn't really matter, I think, where you play. I just think that carrying over from last season, my confidence is higher, and I think I believe in myself and my teammates more. And obviously I've been, I think, a better player. And I think my first year made me a better player, and last year made me a better player. So every year is different, and I think this year we're all a bit more ready than we were last year, and I think it's something to look forward to.
Alex, you mentioned the goals in conference play. What do you guys have to do to try to reach some of those goals that you want to hit?
Obviously, you have to win. That's always the key. I would say that probably like the top 45 teams in the country will go to the NCAA tournament and within like the 500 record. So obviously, you have to try to finish like with a positive record, or at least win as much as you lose, and try to like climb into those ACC wins and to the non-conference wins. That's pretty much how you make it to the tournament. But I think, and kind of complementing a little bit with what Oj and Amber said, I think the big difference now is like, they had two amazing like performances yesterday against Penn State, and they aren't happy because the team won. I think they really feel that like the team comes first, and even if they have a very good day and they have their individual rankings, that doesn't really like, define their success right now. And I think that it has been the difference this season, where like I feel everybody is ready to play and everybody's is willing to go the extra mile for their teammates, and that's what really takes to go to the NCAA tournament. Every day, every practice, every match, you compete hard in doubles and in singles. Winning, losing, ups and downs. Confidence comes and goes. You can be very confident today. You go through like two losses. You aren't confident any longer. You are struggling a little bit. So that's what it takes really to compete hard, to have that passion, to have that care, to be out there on the court and fight on your good day, but also fight when it's not your day.
For any of you guys, obviously you just played Penn State. It was a close match. Is there sort of that Pitt-Penn State rivalry like there is in the other sports, in tennis, or?
In other sports or just tennis?
Is that for you guys?
Duquesne, probably. I think that's our second biggest rival. I mean, for me, like, they're all rivalries because I want to beat everybody, but Penn State's probably the biggest, but Duquesne, just because they're next to us, or closest, and we share a facility with them, so I think that makes it a little bit more intense. And there's always a huge crowd when we play them, so it's definitely something to enjoy.
Yeah, I think anybody who brings the energy that Penn State brings is very competitive with us. So Penn State was ready for our energy, and that made it, a really exciting match to play. Amber and I were both really energetic yesterday and just had an amazing time on court. And so in terms of rivalry, like, there's definitely, some interstate rivalry there, but just to make the teams better, they compete hard, we compete hard, and so it's always a fun match to play.
Amber, what's it like being coached by your sister in an official capacity and not just like taking tips from an older sibling?
Well, it was definitely something new. Like, I didn't know. I had a feeling she was going to be like the assistant coach 2 years ago. I mean, it's not like a huge. Actually, it is pretty different. But I mean, it's something to adjust to. You just have to like chill out most of the time. Like, it's not horrible. It's not bad. It's obviously something. It's actually, there's a lot of good perks to it. But because she knows me pretty well, so. And I think actually it's kind of making us closer. So it's a process, but, it's definitely a privilege as well.
Amber, after coming here from St. John's, what would you say is the difference from playing there and then playing here? And do you ever, regret the move or anything like that? Or how do you like yourself in Pitt?
It's like night and day being here. Obviously, this being the day.
I hope so.
The entire like university is just like. I think Pitt is amazing, so I definitely don't regret my decision. I think Alex is a great coach, especially compared with my last coach. I think I've learned more here in 3 years than I have my entire life in playing tennis, and I think that's the most important thing that I can take away from being here. And even with the team, like, I never felt closer to a group of girls than I do here, and I'm really grateful for that, so definitely don't regret my decision at all.
I do.
He's joking.
No, he's not. He says it every day.
I think the best thing about like, having these two girls here, like, seniors, and I think it's just their ability to get into my mind. I think they have that like ability right now to understand what I'm looking for, to know where I'm like taking the match, to like understand the preparation, to understand the little details. Both Amber and Odds, like right now we look at each other, we know what we are thinking, and like that precious time that we have just by like looking at each other to understand what we are going through. I think that's amazing, and I think it's amazing that Amber has been here for 3 years. Odds has been here with me since the beginning, and they love this program. They love this team. They want to do great things with this program. They love tennis. They love to compete, and that's really like a privilege to myself to be on court with them and to like try to get better every time. And we are always on edge. It's just the nature of the business, but we have that tremendous respect and admiration for each other, and I think it's a great dynamic.
Amber spoke on how she was playing like the number 5 and number 6 spot last year. Obviously, she won all those matches to end the season. But what about that? Even though it's in like the 5 and 6 spot, what about that showed you that she had the potential and the ability to compete at number 1?
I could be here saying that like I truly believe that Amber would win as many matches as like she did last season, and I didn't. I think like she showed like a lot of toughness. Very, very few girls in the country can accomplish what Amber accomplished last year. So we have to understand that what she did is very, very hard, and I think like the belief comes from like also results. You see the preparation and you see the things are going in a certain direction that make you be confident. But she went out there and she was able to like come up with big wins and show tremendous passion and commitment to this program, and showing that like she wanted to learn and she wanted to leave Pitt like leaving a legacy. So that obviously made me believe that she could accomplish great things. And then we kind of like sat down at the end of the season and we went through like our things that like we did really well, things that like we wanted to improve, and we talked to each other, and I said like we will put you in the top of the lineup, rotating that position with Odds, because we believe that you can succeed in that position. We believe that you can be one of the best players in the country, and I think she is assuming more and more that role along with Audrienne, and that's the most important thing, that they believe that they understand that like it will be decided on a couple points here and there, and they will have to like really fight every day to become better, because the competition is tremendous, but they have the ability to succeed.
Alex, you guys are, it's obviously in between athletic directors right now. Just how do you think the previous AD, Scott Barnes, what sort of impact did he have on the Olympic sports here in his tenure?
I think he had a very good impact. Number one is supporting our student athletes. For them, they are battling out there every single day to make this program better, going through adversity, going through good moment, but a lot of adversity. And I think number one, Scott was there a couple times, like watching them play, watching them compete. I think that means a lot to them, to show that like he cares, to show that he's here for them. So that I think was one of the biggest impact in terms of like their lives. A part of that, obviously, trying to find a facility for us. It's very important. We are playing at a high level right now, and that's a priority for us, for these kids. They honestly deserve that. So I would say like number one, just the emotional part of it, showing that he's like committed to the program, committing to our student athletes, and number two, trying to find resources to try to solve like our biggest challenge right now, which is not having a facility.
Now, it's obviously these two are off to a pretty good start to the year, 9-7 and 10-7 in the 1 and 2 spot. Then you've got like Gabriella Rosende, now 13-4, I think playing in the 3 spot usually. What can you say about her as just a sophomore, her progression from last year and the future? What does that hold for her?
I think it has been a process since we got here. I think like we always say that like the team's success will produce individual successes, because if Odge and Amber and Kali and Gabby and Clara aren't doing well, it will be much harder to find that individual success. So like everybody doing really well, it only help the program and them individual to become better. I think Gabby's process is a lot easier than like what Audrienne and Amber went through. I think like they have like a much higher level right now than what when they came into the program had. So I think they are helping Gabi. Is helping them because she also brought like a different level of commitment and talent and passion for the game. So I think it's just something that winning is contagious. I think Oj and Amber and Kylie, like the upperclassmen, are helping Gabi to develop, and Gabi is helping them as well because they know that on match day they trust Gabi and Gabi trusts them because they know that they will be there, winning or losing, but they will be there. They will be there to compete. They will be there for each other. So I think like Amber and Oj, I think they have a very unselfish position right now where they want everybody to succeed, most importantly to the program. And I think Gabi feels that, and she understands that she'll take the reign of the program after the two girls that are right here. And I think Gabi's excited about them, and I think they are excited about Gabi because the goal is obviously that every year we are able to reinvent ourselves and to accomplish a little more.
And then for you to just to speak on Gabby again, I mean, having her in the 3 spot, does that give you guys a little, more confidence knowing if you guys do your job and take care of the 1 and 2 spot, that she's probably going to win the 3 spot, and then you've already got half the matches won? Does that help you guys knowing that she's coming behind you?
Yeah, I think I have the utmost confidence in her. I think I wouldn't say I would rely on her to win, but it's like when Gabby's on court, you can call that's a sure point. So I think she's definitely impressive as a freshman. She did well last year as well, and as a sophomore, like she's doing really well this year in the fall season. So it's definitely like a breath of fresh air to have someone who's already committed and already pretty mature as a sophomore underclassman, and is competing as well as she is with, I would say not as much college experience, but she's obviously gaining it and a lot of wins under her belt. So she's definitely something, to keep an eye on the next 2 years.
Yeah, and I would echo what Amber says, that we can definitely rely on her. I mean, we need 4 points to win a team match. So no matter how, as Alex has said already today, no matter how well one person is doing, we need the whole team. And one of the beauties of college tennis, as I've experienced it in the last few years, is that the level for any team, especially in the ACC, is pretty close. So, you have to compete top to bottom, and you really need that depth. You need more than just a couple leaders. You need the whole team. You need the freshmen who are, wherever they're playing, when there are points on the line, you need them too. And so I think the strongest thing is that it's not, these people are at the top of the team and these are at the bottom. It's that we need all 8 at all times. And I think Gabby has really stepped into that role last year. No matter where she was playing, doubles, singles, she competes hard, and she is this year, and she's assuming a really strong leadership position at a really young age.